guys, welcome back to another video. This week's video is another kind of sit-down style video, but it's going to be more of a voiceover because I'm doing a what I eat in a week, but it's breakfast edition because that's all I know how to make basically. Breakfast is my favorite meal of the day. It's very important to my heart and soul. So I thought I would show you guys that. Some of these breakfasts they're long, some of them are short. Depends on if I have work or not. I'll decide that day what I feel like doing. There's a lot of eggs involved, lots of hash brown potato options. That's kind of my thing. And then there's just different variations of what I like to do. So just in case this inspires anyone, I hope you guys enjoy. Hope you love my recipes. Don't judge anything. I'm not the chef. But yeah, let's go right into the video. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna make is something you guys have seen me make a million times, but it is my French press coffee. So the first thing I do is boil some water in an electric kettle. I got this one off Amazon. Then I take the French press and I put my coffee in it. This is the Starbucks Blonde Roast Veranda blend. Also, I get it off Amazon. I put 2 tablespoons in the French press per person. So since I'm making coffee for me and Augie, it's 4 tablespoons. Once the water is boiled, I add that to the French press so it's almost at the top, but not exactly there. And then I put the top on. And I set a timer for 4 minutes. During this time, I grab my vitamins. I got these randomly like a month ago. This has vitamin A, C, D, E, B. It also has biotin and folic acid. I take 2 of these a day. I really don't know what any of this does for me, but it tastes really lovely. So once the time is up, I'm going to take the top of the French press and press it in. Then I'm going to pour it into me and Augie's cups. Mine goes all the way to the top, and Augie's is going to leave a little bit of room for milk. For my sweetener, I use the agave in the raw. You can kind of find this anywhere. And I just put a very random amount. It kind of changes daily. And I just stir that into my coffee and give it a little taste and either add more or just deal with it if I put too much. And that's it. That's my coffee. Okay, so the first breakfast recipe I have is a breakfast sandwich with bacon and cauliflower hash browns on the side. So first I take a ciabatta bun. This one I got from Target in particular, but the best ones are from Costco, in case you need a recommendation. So I'm gonna cut this one in half, and then I'm gonna throw it into our toaster oven. Usually when I'm toasting bread in here, I like to put it a little bit higher of a time or temperature than it recommends for the amount of toast that it is, but it just never does it enough, in my opinion. So I'm gonna crack 2 eggs into a bowl. These are organic eggs. You can get them from kind of anywhere, but the yolk is really orange and really pretty, and we like that. I'm gonna mix those eggs up with a fork. And then I'm just gonna add some salt. Disregard the little mason jar. And then I'm just gonna mix the eggs a little more. So I'm also making some bacon. I only had 3 slices at the time, so that's why there's 3. We're putting it in the air fryer for 10 minutes on 400 degrees. We learned later that it's actually better for 15 minutes, but we did 10 that time. I'm also making these cauliflower hash browns. I'm also putting them in the oven for 400 degrees, and these are gonna go in for 16 minutes, and you're gonna flip them halfway through. So for the eggs, I'm putting them in a pan that already has some butter in it, and it's gonna be on low heat. That's me flipping the cauliflower hash browns. So when the egg's in there, I like to move it around a little, and I also like to take my spatula and create little slits in there so that the top can cook a little faster. So now I'm gonna add some cheese. This is the Sargento 4-state cheese. It has Wisconsin Sharp, New York Sharp, California Mild, and Vermont Sharp cheddar. It really doesn't matter to me. Any mix of cheeses tastes the same. I'm gonna flip the egg and I'm gonna press it down a little, let some of that cheese come out, and then like stuff it back in, and then I'm gonna fold it one more time so it's like a little triangle. And then I'm also gonna flip it right after I fold it the second time. Once the bacon's done, I like to put it on a paper towel and pat it dry a little so it's not greasy and disgusting, as it is sometimes. Then I'm just gonna put my egg on my bun. And I'm gonna get my orange juice. This is top tier orange juice. It's the Tropicana home style with some pulp. Very, very good. And then I'm gonna take out the cauliflower hash browns, and I'm gonna put some salt on them. And that's it. Okay, so this next recipe is fried eggs on toast with hash browns and bacon. This is the recipe for what I order at every restaurant ever, so it's very comforting. I use the Simply Potatoes shredded hash browns. I've used these for years, and then I just put some canola oil into a pan. I don't know how much oil I put, I kind of just eyeball it every time. I'm gonna take this sliced sourdough bread. I got this one from Target, but again, it doesn't really matter. And I'm gonna put the toaster oven on for the amount of time that it suggests, so for one slice. So once the oil is heated, I'm gonna add the hash browns to the pan and flatten them out a little with my spatula so they can get evenly distributed. Then I'm gonna add some salt, some pepper, some garlic powder, and some cayenne pepper because I like my hash browns just a little spicy. So on the package, it gives you very detailed timed instructions on when to flip it, but I always forget to look at it, so I kind of just eyeball it as I go, and whenever it has a good color, that's when I flip. But usually either before the flip or after the flip, I like to add a little bit more oil to make sure they don't dry out too much. Now I'm gonna make some more bacon, so this time I'm gonna put it in for the 15 minutes that is recommended. And now I can flip the hash browns. So when you flip them, you want to divide them into sections, otherwise it's going to completely fall apart. And then I'm going to add more salt, apparently.
Once the air fryer is preheated, then I'm gonna put in the bacon, and that's when the timer starts. Once the hash browns are done, I'm gonna move on to making my fried eggs. So I'm just gonna crack 2 eggs, the same organic ones, into the pan that already has some oil in it. And once they're in there, I'm kind of gonna just move the egg whites to make it look a little cuter and be a nicer shape. I'm also gonna make the slits in the egg whites that I like to do so that it cooks fully on top. Then I put the lid on it so it can create that white film on top of the egg yolk. Now I'm serving myself more orange juice, but this time I'm using a different cup. Once the eggs are done, I just put them on top of the toast and the shape should align pretty well. And then I usually cut the toast and the eggs together in half so that I can eat it kind of as 2 smaller toasts. And that's it. Okay, this next recipe is for egg salad on just 1 slice of toast. First thing I'm gonna do is put 6 eggs into the bottom of a pot. I'm doing 6 eggs because this was for both me and Augie. Once all the eggs are in there, I'm gonna put some water into the pot just until it covers all of the eggs. Then I'm gonna set the stove to high and let the eggs boil. Once it's boiling, I'm gonna take it off of the heat and put the lid on top so they can kind of cook in there with the steam. I'm gonna set a 10-minute timer on my phone. And once that's done, I'm gonna pour out the hot water and add some cold water. Then to get the eggs out of the shell, I like to use a spoon and kind of peel them off, and usually I like to do this under running water so the shells can kind of just slide right off. There's probably better ways to do this, but this is just what I prefer. Once I'm done with all the eggs, I'm going to put them into a bowl, and I'm going to take a 1/4 cup of mayo. This one's organic from Trader Joe's, but it doesn't matter. Then I'm also going to take some yellow mustard. This one's also organic from Trader Joe's, and I'm going to put 1 teaspoon into the bowl. Before I start mixing that, I'm going to put a slice of toast into the toaster, and I'm going to set it up the same way as usual. Now I'm going to start mixing my eggs. And then I'm going to add some salt. And mix that together. And then I'm going to add more salt. I'm going to repeat that process when I add the pepper and when I add the paprika. Once that's all mixed, I'm going to put it onto my slice of toast. I like to put a pretty big amount so that it totals around 3 eggs. Even though this is the smallest breakfast physically, this is the most filling breakfast in my opinion. And that's it. Okay, so the last recipe is for salmon and cream cheese on a bagel with the cauliflower hash browns on the side. I like to use a plain bagel. I don't really like everything bagels, and I just put it in the air fryer on the bagel option. Next, I just take some smoked wild salmon. I got that one from Whole Foods, and I take the Philadelphia cream cheese. The whipped one in the chive flavor is the one. Then I spread that on my bagel. I like it pretty thick, so I take 2 of those big scoops per side. Once I'm done spreading the cream cheese, I like to take 2 slices of the salmon for each side as well. Sometimes if it's too long, I'll fold it up, but usually it fits perfectly onto the slice. During all this, the cauliflower hash browns were also in the making, but it's the same recipe as the prior ones. And that's it.
Okay, so that's it. That was my what I eat in a week breakfast edition. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe. And don't forget to let me know what other videos you guys want to see from me, because I like doing requested videos. Also, I'm vlogging still. I just like to switch it up now. Feels fun, have some options. My friend had requested a outfits of the week kind of video, so I might do something like that. Let me know if you guys want to see that. I'm probably gonna do it anyway, but let me know so I can feel excited about it, you know. But anyway, that's it. Thank you for watching. I love you guys.
She's the only girl in the whole wide world, running around the city like she's on vacation. With her there's always something to do, whether you're a dude or an alien. Tune into your new best friend, the only girl in the whole wide world. With her there's always something to do.